Sorry, we passed the point of no return. Welcome to the Outer Limits, baby!
What a start. I pressed record.
I know. Welcome to the Outer Limits. My name is Kevin. I am the atypical cripple. I'm with
Bizarro Czar.
once again. Woo!
Yeah.
My trackball is falling.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I can't pick it up.
Help. My trackball is
You
falling.
know, you
Need
know,
life alert for your trackball.
you know, man. I once had my mom. I love my mom to death, but she once got me a shirt that said, "I've fallen and I can't reach my beer." At the time, that was popular. Don't worry about picking it up. It's not hurting anything. You got a mouse.
Okay.
What? Am I being overly dramatic?
Something like that. Overly something.
Maybe overly
spastic.
spastic. Yes. All right. So, how was your Christmas season, my friend?
It was what it was. I used to enjoy Christmas season more than I do now.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a bah humbugger too.
I have hope that in the future I will once again enjoy Christmas more, but this current season, it tends to remind me of all the people that are no longer there, and
Right.
so among other negative thoughts.
Well, I also not a real big fan of the Christmas celebration myself, but it is what it is. And yeah, well, one Christmas, did I tell you the time Social Security once between Christmas and New Year's served me with a letter. What?
Go ahead. No, serve you with letters.
A letter saying I've overpaid them $12,000.
That's a nice Christmas gift.
Right. And then I broke Social Security.
You broke it.
Yes.
So you're the one.
Yes. I
It's all
am.
your fault.
I am the one. I'm the one that I didn't dox the Canadians, but I broke Social Security. I'll tell you how. So what happened was, Social Security said, "Oh, you were overpaid this amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut your payment off for 6 months to make it, kind of balance out." And I'm like, okay, so I did two things. I broke Social Security. I called the number where customer service was, and I said, "Hey, I need to sort this out." And then I went to the Social Security office in person and just made sure to do the same thing. Now, these two inquiries go up the food chain independently. So it clogged the system. Two inquiries going up the same chain of command clogged the system. And then after that, it was like, "Oh, well, you'll get paid in January." Oh, phew, I can pay rent. Yeah, but we're going to go take you through the system. So I went back in January and like, "Hey, so we got this overpayment thing." And he's like, yeah. And he gets real close. He's like, hey, I'll do it for you now. I'll demonstrate. He goes, hey, let me get real close here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let me get real close here. So nobody's here but us. Okay, you ready? We can make all this go away if you just pay back 10%. 10%. But it's not much. Just once every couple, it's just a little money. I'll go away, man. I'm like, that sounds kind of inky. Are you sure? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that presumes I'm guilty of overpayment. So, are you ready to show me where I'm wrong? And I'm like, I did this. I'm kind of like, I want to see what you got. I'm not going to agree to anything until I see what you have. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, we'll be in touch, and I'll call you. So I hounded him. Hey, dude, it's been a couple. It was like every couple of weeks I'd call. Hey, how we doing? Oh, yeah, I need you to come in. Some weird things afoot. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I come in, he goes, takes me to the back. They got their public side, and then they got these like side booths. And when you're involved and you're bringing reams of paperwork, because I went back like years. I'm looking at you. Are you looking at me online?
Yes.
I went like years. And it's like, okay, so here's all my stuff. What are we looking at? And it's like, oh, well, what's your last letter of, oh, that's a good idea. Put a little light. Ah, excellent. Now I'm all glowy. Look at me. Anyway, I was glowy for a moment. Oh, there I go. It kind of shifts back and forth, the light readings.
It's the reflectiveness of your head.
Chrome Dome. All right, so here I am at the office, and they're like, oh, okay. You see this code here? Yeah, this shouldn't be here. Oh, can I get a copy of that? Oh, no. Can I have it back? I'm like, if I had a phone out, I would have took a photo of it. And, yeah. Turns out, at the end of this situation, they were underpaying me by like $10 a month.
Okay.
So we went through all that, sorted it out, because my stepmom was also, this all came about because my dad retired.
Right.
And that really they gave me more money, but they didn't know how it was all going to sort itself out.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay. And that was the end. And in the end of the sorting out and the ups and downs and stuff like that, and trying to get me to agree to overpayment, and oh, look, this code shouldn't be here. That's interesting. And finally they're like, okay, here's the final accounting. We owe you $100. And we'll let this go. Like, oh, okay. Okay, handshake. Good call. See you later. And they haven't bothered me since.
That's good.
So, I think Social Security performs a wonderful service that if it wasn't for Social Security, a lot of people would be down and out. So this is not a dig on the system. It is a dig on how the system works.
Yeah.
Because there's some massive laziness. I talked about you saw in my previous video. Yeah. So, I think the dude that helped me out at the office down here, at the local office, he's a good dude. And you want good dudes doing good jobs in good places. I give that guy props. And I even wrote him a recommendation letter afterwards. And I said, hey dude, you really stood up for me. You told me there was a code here that I shouldn't have been. So, yeah, I think the guy was a Christian, but he couldn't let it be known. But you could tell by how he acted. One time, I love you, brother, but it was I really tried not to laugh when he was cleaning up his cubicle after another guy had left, and he's like, "It's the blood, man. It's the blood that's the worst." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry." And the guy had literally leaked bodily fluids all over the area that we were coming into. And the guy was like on the other side of the partition trying to wipe it all down and sanitize it.
What the heck?
I know. I mean, the type of people you want to go see the worst villainy, Moss Eisley, you go to the Social Security office. I mean, I once saw a caregiver there. She looked horribly messed up. Like, hey, aren't you? And she's like, no, but I get that a lot. And she went and sat down and looked at her phone. I'm like, I could have swore that was a caregiver I had. And she was like messed up. Drugs, she looked awful. I'm like, ugh. And she's like, no, but I'm like thinking about that. Hey, are you? No, but I get that a lot.
That's a weird way to...
Yeah, and you're like, so you just get called randomly my caregiver's name.
Yeah, right.
Right. It's like, who wants, I would have respected Who Wants to Know. It would have been better if she'd forgotten that she knew who I was. I fired her. She was making out with her boyfriend out in my apartment complex. And my neighbor comes up and goes, I'm kind of scared. That guy out there's like huge. And I'm like, yeah, get in here. Hey, are you making out with that guy out there? Oh, no, not at all. Well, he needs to go. Why are you telling me what to do? I'm like, hey, this is a place. I can't have you here out making out in the car. You go out for a cigarette, you come back. Oh, okay. And then 2 days later, she's out there making out with the dude. And I'm like, hey, you got to go. I'll give you 2 weeks to find another job. After all, I need a couple of weeks to help her out. To help myself out too. So it's like, I'm not going to fire you right now.
Yeah.
And I learned that lesson a long time ago. But it's one of those things where it's like, so I came down hard on her, and 3 days later, she's like, so can I have my job back? My boyfriend's like not going to hang out with me anymore. I'm like, sorry, I already replaced you. So how can I go back on that when I told you can't do this? I told you can't do this. And once you give your word, it's like you're bonded to it. You can't just lay down threats and be, oh, well, maybe I won't do this after all. I'll just keep it in my back pocket. It's not good.
No, yeah.
What do you think? Not bad sound test.
No, yeah.
Should we see how that works out?
Sure.
My name's Kevin, I'm the Typical Cripple. I'm with.
This is ROSR.
And Merry Christmas to you and yours.
In February?
Well, we haven't been on in a while.
All right. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
See you on the next bounce.